हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल कार्तिक एयरटेल हैंड। संडे की नई सुबह के साथ मैं आपके लिए एक नई कहानी लेकर आ चुका हूँ। तो मैंने पिछली बार एक स्टोरी अपलोड की थी। वो एक एडवेंचरस टेल थी जो कि एक बहुत फेमस नोवेल लॉस्ट वर्ल्ड से ली गई थी। उस स्टोरी का नाम था इनटू द अननोन। तो आज भी मैं उसी की तरह एक एनिमेटेड स्टोरी आपको दिखाने वाला हूँ। तो एक चीज़ मैं आपको बता दूं कि सारी एनिमेशंस बाकी मेरे पुरानी वाली इससे पहले वाली जो वीडियो थी वो अगर आपने नहीं देखी तो उसको भी देख लीजिएगा। मैं उसका लिंक आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूंगा। वो वाली वीडियो भी देख लीजिएगा। वो भी एक बहुत मैंने बनाई थी। तो अभी भी मैं एक और नई स्टोरी आपको एक अच्छी एनिमेशन के साथ अभी दिखाऊंगा। तो उस कहानी का नाम है द एवरेस्ट रिएक्शंस। तो चलो, तो मैं आपको इस कहानी के बारे में नहीं बताऊंगा क्योंकि फिर आप लोग वीडियो ही नहीं देखोगे अगर मैं आपको कहानी के बारे में बता दूंगा। तो चलो, आप लोग वीडियो को एंड तक देखना। और मैं अभी तक आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो जल्दी जाकर सब्सक्राइब कर दो और बेल नोटिफिकेशन को दबाना मत भूलना ताकि आप मेरी हर एक वीडियो से नोटिफाइड रहें कि जो कोई भी वीडियो आए तो आपको नोटिफिकेशन आ जाए। तो चलिए कहानी को
Everest Reactions by RK Narayan. It was the youngest member of the household, Thambi, now 12 years old, who came in with the news. It was his habit to go out and keep dashing back every little while with reports of cricket scores, flying saucers, traffic accidents and other such matters. Today, he came in crying out, "The Everest has been conquered! They have reached the top!" People thought he was joking, although Thambi was generally an accurate reporter. Occasionally, perhaps when he felt that people's interest in living was flagging, he tried to rouse them with stories of dacoity or arson in the neighborhood. Stories that would not bear a moment's scrutiny. Such tales would make the elders sit up and ask where he had heard them, and so forth. And the young man would go away pleased that he had succeeded in stirring his elders from their torpor. This seemed to be such an occasion. Thambi tried to run away from declaring the conquest of the Everest. But he was caught by the ear and asked to explain. Where? Who told you about it? Got it over the radio in the next house. Next house? How often have you been told to keep to your books and not loaf all over the place in the sun? I was studying all afternoon and went out only for a moment to listen to the radio in the next house. What has happened to our own radio? Finding that the subject was getting unnecessarily twisted, the young man declared, "The Everest has been climbed, and that is all I know." "Don't be absurd," cried his elders. "Who has been telling you such a cock and bull story?" "I knew long ago that it would be climbed," said Thambi. The elders groaned. "How could it? How could it be? It is impossible." "Tenzing and Hillary have done it," said the well-informed boy. He was delighted with his own success in impressing his elders. He added casually, "They also find now that the height of the Everest had all along been mistaken. It is about 1,000 feet more than what it was thought to be." "Impossible! Who has been putting ideas into your head?" cried the elders. "How do you know all this, boy? It was only yesterday that we heard that the assault was to be given up." "But there it is," said the boy triumphantly. "Hillary and Tenzing." The elders took in the news with a sort of gloomy acceptance. This was a piece of news for which the world had waited for a century or more. And now, instead of arriving in a spectacular manner with a fanfare of trumpets, it was reaching them through Thambi, the habitual purveyor of news tidbits. Soon, they had to accept it for a fact. For the rest of the day, they were bandying about expressions such as cum and coal, no two persons agreeing on the definition of these expressions or their origin. Their reactions were interesting to watch. Somehow, there was a general sense of disappointment at the fact that the Everest had been conquered. It would have been so nice to have left the Everest as an unassailable part of the earth. Said one, "It is not good to think that human beings have conquered everything under the sun. It does a lot of good to the human spirit to feel that there are still many things beyond our reach. Human beings should not become so proud." Said an enthusiast, "A masterpiece of planning. It restores one's faith in human endeavor. Clear-headed planning is the most difficult thing to achieve. I challenge anyone here to plan a journey to Tirupati and get through without having to alter it half a dozen times on the way." "It depends," said another. "On starting the whole thing at the right moment from an astrologer's point of view. The secret of success lies in getting hold of the horoscope of the persons concerned and fixing the time accordingly. If it is done accurately, it will solve 90% of the difficulties of any undertaking. And so no marks for preparation, knowledge, study, and scientific application, and so forth. Even a study becomes successful only when it is begun at the right moment. I'm sure they must have avoided Rahu Kalam and other inauspicious moments while beginning their arrangements. I'm going to write to Colonel Hunt to send the horoscopes of the members of the expedition and also tell me the exact hour at which they started their preparations. Astrology is a great science, sir." "Now they have made a start," began another. "I believe going to the Everest will become common. It may almost become a holiday resort. It is going to be difficult to come across a person who has not had a holiday on the Everest." "With so much ice," said another with a business temperament. "Suppose they find some means of quarrying all that ice and sending it down. It would revolutionize the cold storage industry completely. In the end, it may become necessary to find some other employment for the members now attached to the refrigeration and air conditioning industries." Further discussion on this subject was stopped when Thambi first burst into the room in his usual lightning manner with the announcement, "My friend's father, who had gone hunting last night, it seems, has bagged 5 tigers simultaneously."